first starter for the stable from New Zealand, Have Horse Will Travel. Well named by the sound of it, Kate, and yet another ex-Kiwi joins the team.
Yeah, he's actually McLovin's half-brother, and he'd been on the radar for a little while, and then he finally came down in price enough where he was worth purchasing.
So the better McLovin did, was that making it more difficult to get him?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Look, I don't expect him to do the job he did, but he's definitely a quality horse, and he's definitely one we're happy to have, and he should have done that tonight. He got it pretty cheap, and it's what we expected.
He looks a big, powerful type physically.
Yeah, he is. He's sort of a little bit lazy-ish, so if I kept at him up the straight a little bit, he would have got home a fair bit quicker, and he was probably entitled to as well. But he's sort of a bit of a big sort of trucking along horse, and he's got a bit of strength about him, I think, and he's got gate speed as well. So yeah, it's good.
Gee, I'll tell you what, it was a race that was wide open at the top of the straight, and it was up for grabs.
Yeah, she went really good. Ahmed's got a good opinion of her, and he's quietly confident. And the draw was a little bit awkward, so we just need sort of things to set up a little bit up front. But she finished on really well.
So really, as far as it was pretty keen up there early at the start, so things worked out okay with that, bit of competition up in front of you.
Yeah, and most of the main ones were doing a bit of work, so that was good. So yeah, she got a nice run, and just had to make me run a little bit early, and but she stuck to it really well.
Small field, but pretty, it's pretty competitive out there, Derby.
It was competitive. I sort of got an easy enough lead time in first quarter, and then once Greg come up outside, we run a really, really strong 1200.
Yeah, cool. Luke Humphries got quite excited down the back when the pace did step up with just on a 28-second quarter. And what that did do in the small field, it had the others off the bit.
Yeah, it did, and I was pretty confident I could beat the rest. It was just Greg was the main danger for me, and credit to them because that horse performed superbly. But thankfully, 40 Thieves just kept sticking his neck out. Yeah,
the top of the straight looked like another masterpiece. Might just have your measure because it seemed to loom up, but your bloke really dug deep and fought back, and he had them well covered. Probably the last 100 metres.
Yeah, that's right. He actually labours a bit on the corner, so I knew if I could just get around there without Greg getting past me, he was going to be pretty hard to beat. And thankfully, he just kept his big head in front.
Interesting race. Chris Elford was able to dictate terms in front, slowed the pace right down. You were right on his back, and it really did set the race up for a charge home. What were your thoughts? You looked to be travelling comfortably coming around the home turn, but then it just looked like when you went out into the open, looked like you might be struggling for a moment to catch him. But obviously your bloke just takes a while to wind up.
Yeah, probably pulled him out on the wrong point of the turn. That turn, and with a horse like him, it's just they get around it a little bit tricky, and probably wasn't great timing by myself. But once he got out and balanced up, he worked into it nicely. He did it quite easy in the end. So yeah, it's just this track and horses like him, you just have to be a little bit careful sometimes.
That was an interesting race, wasn't it? There was things happening left, right and centre at the start, and then mid-race, and you ended up deciding to go 3 wide as the field just seemed to go everywhere as a little bit of disarray with a mistake up front, and suddenly you found yourself in front.
Yeah, it sort of worked out, everything worked out in our favour, and it was pretty obvious to make a move, when I did with the horses that were up in front. They were sort of all hander-uppers, and and it just worked out perfectly for her.
Where do you see her? She's a 4-year-old mare. She's still obviously well and truly on the up. Where do you see her sitting in the big picture in the square gate as seen at the moment?
Well, it's tricky because the more she wins, the higher up she goes in the rating. So I'm not sure what she's after tonight. But yeah, once she's taking on the big boys, she's going to find it, really tough. She's not quite at their level. She's not, a long way off them, but she's going to find it a bit too tough against those. So hopefully she can, stick around here for a little bit longer. And, but she's a quality horse. She can go and sit parked and win these races, and that's no easy feat. So she's tough. But yeah, once you're against, Majestuoso, it's, McLovin, Red Hot Tooth, Dance Craze, all those ones, it's a big step up.
must be satisfying to have this bloke back in the winner's stall.
Yeah, definitely, Dave. As you said, he has a good record as it is, but you know, he's had a horrid run with injury the past 18 months or so, so it probably should be a little bit better. It's just taken us a while to get his fitness back up to mark to this level after such a long time off. But yeah, his recent runs have been really good from well back on the fence, and we were pretty confident with a frontline draw.
Time gets away. As I said, he's just about in a week's time. He'll be 5, and it doesn't seem any time since he was running in really good company as a juvenile.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's when they're off the scene for so long, you just forget about them, Dave. So because we haven't seen him, he comes back, and you're right, you realise all of a sudden he's a 5-year-old. But as you said, that's his first Metropolitan win, and I'm sure he's really well graded, still lowly assessed in that rating system. So I'm sure there's another couple Metros there for him.
Jason, the first battle for the lead was crucial for you. You managed to get there, and that turned out to be a winning move.
Yeah, probably in the end that was the difference. It was always going to be hard, you know, for the horse of Answers. Wolf Stride had a little freshen up after his good win in the Breeders' Crown Free for All, and then our bloke's been going around sort of the last couple of weeks and been running some really good races. And once we sort of were able to get across Jode early and get a bit of air back into the lungs, we were going to be able to run a really good last half.
Yeah, when you get that little respite in that second quarter, 31.5, it just changes the complexion of the race, particularly for those that are having to chase.
Yeah, definitely, and especially when you get a quality horse like Somewhere Secret, you know, getting a breather like that, he's always going to be hard to catch. So, yeah, once we got that second quarter and was able to just let rip once we turned into the back, he was going to take a fair bit of catching.
Very similar performance to your earlier win.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. Just lobbed behind the leader again and popped off top of the straight, and that one took a bit more to get there, but he got there in the end.
Yeah, he really had to grind, but he stuck to the task.
He did, yeah. Had to get up him a bit, and he kept on lifting, and the other one just got a little bit tired in that last 50 metres. So, yeah, he's a nice horse, and yeah, he's done a good job.